Hello and welcome to Dishonored. Well, Arctic's cool game facts about Dishonored. So, Dishonored came out October 2012. It came out for PC, Xbox, PS3, and it was a very high-rated game. It was, I think it got like a 93 on the, just for its score overall. It was a really good game. It was considered one of the year's best games. Come on, we got Game of the Year edition for it. But despite that, players have lots of mixed reviews on it. I don't know. I've actually played the game. I have it on Steam. I've got videos, if you look through there. I've been playing it for a while. Well, actually, I'm still editing videos because I sat down and did like an 8-hour play session. But I digress. On to the facts. The no-kill option in the game was actually going to be kind of like an Easter egg of sorts. It was not going to be like widely known and thrown out there and go, hey, we can do, no-kill walkthrough. But it was so popular at E3 that they just kind of let more and more slip and kind of made it part of the mechanics for the game entirely. The mission, Lady Boyle's Last Party, is actually loosely based on Mask of the Red Death by Edgar Allan Poe. No, not the game, but the poem. If you try to climb in the tub with Callistia Kernro, which you'll see a part where you'll see a peeping Tom looking in through the door lock. If you open the door and go in there, she'll kind of say some funny lines deterring you from being in there. If you try to get in if you persist, it'll get funnier. But if you actually try to jump in, you'll get a game over. Just due to, it's kind of funny. Okay. So, you can possess things, which is obvious. It's part of the game mechanics. You can possess people, you can possess animals. But realize this. You can possess a fish. And, and of course people that you're trying to save and stuff, but you can possess a fish. On top of that, you can possess rats, and if you're not careful, you can literally get stepped on and squishified. But I guess that is part of what makes you, a supernatural assassin. Dun, dun, dun! The game was originally going to be taking place in medieval Japan, but no one on the team really knew about the culture, and marketing was going to be difficult, so they moved it to London in the 1600s, and then as tech and stuff in the game advanced, it kind of moved closer and closer and closer to current events. It's now kind of more set like a It's kind of now set kind of like a steampunk 19th, 20th century like game, so still pretty cool. The Tall Boys were originally going to just be the town criers, and stilts were added later, just kind of because it seemed cool, I guess. There was more to it than that, but and they replaced the town criers with loudspeakers, and so they changed into lamplighters because they were on stilts, and would be lighting the lamps with oil tanks. But then it kind of was one of those, well, we kind of need to get rid of the plague-infested citizens. So they would be burning the dead while being above the infestation. And now their final form, which is a guard armed with a bow, so he can shoot you, and it's way up high, so it's kind of hard to get unless you teleport up there and stab him, and you go stabby while teleporting up to him. Oh my gosh, are they fun to kill. Difficult as hell, but you teleport right up to him, stab them like 3 or 4 times. They drop pretty quick. So yeah, they went through a lot of phases before we got to what we have now. Now, if you're a fan of Thief, then you may have noticed this reference. See, in Dishonored, you get this line when you're sneaking up on the assassins, where it's, for the next trial, you must remain unseen, stay in the shadows, avoid the light, cross to the other side of the room without attracting notice. Very good, I did not see you approach. Now attempt a transversal. Which, is pretty cool, and you can interrupt it, but it's still kind of pretty cool. Well, in Thief, they kind of have the same thing. You must learn to move unseen, stay in the shadows, avoid the light. The indicator on your screen will tell you how visible you are. Try reaching the top platform without being seen. Well done, I did not see you approach. Mind you, that is not all at once, that's just the entire speech entirety. Figure I'd say that before someone blows me up in the comments. There's a variety, they had a variety of pre-order incentives for the game, including a 72 card deck of tarot cards that were Dishonored themed, a USB thumb drive that looked like the whale oil lamps, and of course, because who doesn't need them, smartphone decals. But I thought the 72 deck tarot cards was freaking funny and awesome. Okay, so in the HQ, in one of the shop areas, you'll see an oval painted on the wall. Outside, on the same wall, you'll find another oval. I just believe that this is kind of, since there is a note on the first oval, stating that the scientists wanted to use these for long-distance travel, we're pretty sure this is a reference to Portal. In fact, the note reads, "The door to nowhere has proven to be a safety hazard. For me, this project is an endless source of inspiration. With the proper application and energies, I believe I can transform the doorframe into windows of sorts. One that will allow the traveler to cover the distance from my workshop to some district arbitrary point in a single step. Currently, the step leads to a sheer drop, straight down into the courtyard. But in time, it will bridge gaps that will boggle minds. Such work is many years away, to be sure, but if I survive the plague, I am sure to succeed." I wonder if he's if everything's tied together. He's actually the guy who's one of the guys who helped start the portal thing in Portal. Wouldn't that be something cool? But that's just a theory. Hey. So, in Dishonored, their stealth system is also based off of the Thief series, which uses light levels, shadows, and everything to determine whether or not someone can detect the player's presence. It was decided that that was kind of Dishonored's stealth system was originally kind of based on the Thief series, but using light levels and shadows to determine how much can be seen. But it was decided that was not realistic enough because an enemy could stand directly in front of a player hiding in the shadows and not detect them, so that didn't make sense. It was also considered to make certain areas dark, hid in designers' work, and that just didn't contrast well with well-lit areas, so it kind of just didn't look good. Much of the ambient dialogue was written to be lengthy and add details to the game to entertain people who were crouched and hiding for long periods of time, but also the main dialogue was written short to compensate for the player needing to kill them and thus interrupting them while they were speaking. Just as powers were tailored to be less overpowered to keep some challenges realistic. To make things realistic and not overpowered, so it kind of balanced the game. Well, thank you for sitting through Ardic's Cool Game Facts. If you like this, please give her a thumbs up and leave a comment below if you would like to suggest a game. Let me know what you think of my new lighting. I'm very happy with it. Until next time, have fun.